Ruth Taylor Reed with the ETSU College of Graduate Studies and Sergeant Major Cindy Humphrey. She is a sexual assault victim advocate.
Yes, ma'am.
Two very important people to talk about this. Thanks for joining in this afternoon.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, tell us about this summit and what is going to be discussed.
We have a stellar list of presenters, and this happened because several years ago, Sergeant Major and I served on a sexual assault task force with the Johnson City Police Department. And during that process, we learned of the gaps that existed as far as response go to victims of domestic violence and sexual assault in this region. So we began identifying the gaps, and then we began to fill those gaps. There's been SANE nurse training, there's been advocacy training, but a lot of people don't know that Cindy exists for military victims.
Right.
You know, we found that out as soon as she walked into some of our meetings. People were like, "Oh, we didn't know that you existed here." So
it's like, who are you?
Yeah. So the fact that the military has their own representative here from the Department of Defense, I think, is really important.
Right. Who can come to the summit?
Anyone can come to this summit.
It's open to everybody.
It's open to everyone.
Okay.
Our presenters are largely representatives of law enforcement agencies around this region. We have the assistant district attorneys of both Washington and Sullivan County. We have the Bristol, Tennessee Police Chief. We have Dr. McCorkle, the provost at ETSU, who used to be a prosecutor, prosecuted cases just like this.
Okay.
Representative Rebecca Alexander will be there to do one of the introductions. It's going to be a stellar day of educational opportunities.
Okay. Being a victim advocate sounds very intimidating. Like, how do you do this, and what do you do? So as a victim advocate, can you tell us, not just for the military, but in general?
And I work with the community too. So.
Okay, so what does that entail?
First and foremost, believe. You are there as a representative for the victim. I'll be in there when they're having exams, and I'll look at the victim and say, do you need to take a break? So we take a break. I am there as their advocate for whatever they need. I'm not there for the police. I'm not there for the medical community. I'm there for that victim.
Okay.
So for whatever they need, for as long as they need.
So up from the point where they go in for an exams, is this like through the court process too?
Yes.
Okay, so from beginning to end.
Beginning to end, victim advocates can go through, and mine's a little different because I work mostly with the military community.
Sure.
And I have to, and that's what I'm going to do at the summit, is educate the police officers, because in the military, if you report to the police department, then you've taken away some of their reporting options. With the military, it's a little different, and they don't know that. So that's why I'm here to educate on the police side. Hey, don't force. If they don't want to, they don't have to.
Right. There are a lot of differences.
There's a lot of differences between military and civilian.
Okay. How important is it? I mean, and it seems like such a silly question, but for someone who is like, well, this isn't for me, this isn't something that I need to go to and attend, what would you say to them?
I would say the same thing as a seminarian that I tell to my fellow ministers in class. Statistics tell us that if it isn't us, if it isn't me sitting in that pew or in that classroom that has not been a victim of sexual assault or domestic violence, then turn to your left or turn to your right. Someone close to you has been. And it's important for all of us to remember that re-traumatizing is a thing. How we construe our sentences, how we maintain conversation, how we maintain the beginning of the relationship so they can build trust with us, so that we can walk with them all the way through the process. Statistics show more often than not, if there is an advocate with a victim, they are much more likely to follow through with the process.
And a lot of times it ends soon after, you know, if they think, okay, you know, I'm going to get the exam and things like that, but when it comes to charges and things like that, a lot of time that's where it ends.
It is. It is, because it can be a lengthy process. The system takes a while. Testing the rape kits when they go to Knoxville, that sometimes can take a while. You need someone to walk with you through this journey. This is the darkest point in someone's life.
Yes.
And we don't, you never get over it.
Right.
You get through it. And that's my job, is to help them navigate and get through the landmines to the other side. There is another side, and that's what we need to make sure that they know, is there is another side on the other side. You will get through it.
This is something that I think everybody should at least have some sort of knowledge about, and this summit sounds like a great way to just introduce and maybe further education along. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us. Again, this summit wonderful opportunity. It's at the ETSU Brinkley Center. It's Friday, October 27th. Several presenters there, victim advocates, educators, law enforcement, no matter where you are in the spectrum, whether it's someone who knows nothing to someone who is an expert, you'll take away something from this summit. We'll be right back.